Okay, so we're going to go through Arthur, who is our web auditor. Now, Arthur can perform web audits on any URL, and you don't need to use a whole lot of credits to use Arthur. It's one of the best things about using him to help you with audits. We know that agencies and marketing folks and anyone that's looking to do any kind of research wants to get something really quick. And normally these are really complicated to do, but with AI, they're really easy. And with Arthur, it's even better. So by putting in any URL, we can go ahead and perform research on that website. Now, Arthur is built and designed to do a number of things. And he's built and designed to produce results that are specific to the marketing industry. It's not like we're just asking ChatGPT to do this. Arthur is built with lots of different tools. He's built with some back-end information and knowledge to really help him hone in and create a huge value. So we start off with what's called a market analysis. We have the actual evaluation, and then we look at any potentials. What are some strengths and weaknesses? Is there anything that should be fixed? How, and Arthur starts to talk about that. One thing Arthur also does is he provides some AI recommendations of how you can build AI into your website, things like that, or how you can use AI for SEO friendliness. So off the bat, we looked at a very popular website, which is from newbalance.com. And he's diving into just potentially some of the old bits of how the website looks. It's clean, it's function, but it's a little bit old and outdated, potentially. That's his opinion on it. So what we can do is he's talking about some SEO here, content messaging, and it's saying this is your biggest fumble. New Balance has a rich history, incredible craftsmanship stories, made in the USA, and high-profile collaborations. Whereas all of that, it's buried or non-existent. So it's possible that this stuff is kind of buried and things that. So what I'm going to do, is I'm actually going to challenge him on this. So I'm just going to actually just copy this whole thing. We'll just copy this whole thing, and we'll ask him some questions on this. So I'm going to say, hey, Arthur, I understand what you are saying about, and then we're going to hit shift and enter at this. So press and hold shift, hit enter, and then I'm going to copy and paste that. And then I'm going to say, help me understand how to make this better. Give me clear advice. I'm going to say actionable advice. How to pull this out. Okay, so it's saying this Made in America collaborations are buried within their website. Let's ask him how to pull it out. So what you can do with Arthur is you can talk to him like a human and talk to him like a team member. He's very sophisticated. Now, he may not be just bombarding you with fire-hosed information. The information we're providing is really crafted and specific, but we built it that way to help you as the user think a little bit more. So if you're okay with what Arthur gives you within the first round, great, we love it. We actually think it's really helpful. But what we've done is we've designed this to help you learn and to help you ask more questions, to dig in and dive deeper, either with Arthur or into the rest of the team. So what he's saying here, of course, you've identified the core issue. Selling a product is a transaction. Selling a story is a relationship. Right now, you're just transactional. So he's wanting us to tell more stories about craftsmanship stories that made in the USA. So So what he's wanting us to do is tell more deeper story instead of just made in the USA, give some in depth and to really draw the viewer in. I think this is a fantastic idea. Now, of course, we don't have all the data on this website. We don't know how this is attracting with their core audience. But to purchase a more expensive shoe like Made in America, some people will buy just because it says Made in America, but sometimes they want a little bit deeper story. So I think this is right on. I know that I'm a sucker for story, and I like to, be ingrained into the brand. Yeah, no, I really love what he's advising here. So number 2 is transform product description into many stories. So it's talking about the shoe, and this is what he's wanting to So yeah, just kind of crafting more, giving some better advice rather than just talking about the basics of the design, but to bring the story into the design of the shoe, into the material choices of the shoe, which I think is fantastic. It's great advice. And again, I think this is really good advice too. I think this is really good advice for all brands right now, especially in the, you can call it GEO or AEO. So AEO is answer engine optimization rather than SEO, and GEO is generative engine optimization. AI wants to be able to provide and look at these kind of stories and blogs for information about what the users are asking for. And so I think this is a great idea. So I do really like this idea too. So a lot of companies in e-commerce, they'll do like a general add to cart across the board, right? But what Arthur is saying here is use call to have personalized call to actions based on your in this case the story, right? So he's saying with specifically within your Made in America pages, use own a piece of history or start your journey. Use something more specific to help you separate out that kind of that specific brand uniqueness into something special. I absolutely agree with that 100%. Okay, so we this was all really good. We can either dive deeper into any of that, or we can dive deeper into this. So I'm going to ask Arthur about AI SEO friendliness. Okay. And I'm just putting some quotations here because it was part of his original message. And we'll see what he comes up with. So these 3 dots here mean that he is thinking. And while he's doing that, I just want to point out some things. We talk about this a lot, but up here on the bottom top right are how many. And he is thinking a lot. Just to mention too, on the left-hand side here, all of our interactions will be stored and saved. It's quite a bit. And the more you use them, the more you'll start to potentially lose some. Yeah, I mean, you can save quite a bit. Okay, so he's putting together quite a bit of SEO. And some advice on how to use AI. So structure content like a conversation, not a textbook. Yeah, this is actually really important. Companies need to start doing this. You need to start writing in the language that AI can easily pick it up on. So Arthur, even though Arthur is not a copywriter, he is a web auditor specialist. And so he's been trained in the art of web auditing, which he may not be an SEO specialist either, but he's got core basic roots within SEO. And so he's capable of providing some advice like this. And this is phenomenal. I've actually never seen him do this before. And so he's providing some really, really good advice on how to structure content. Yeah, all these things are really, really important. He's being a little bit so Arthur's definitely a little bit cheeky. He can make some jokes here, but he's basically saying this is the wrong way. Here's the right way. Yeah. So this is really good. So yeah, conversational language writing. This is we're seeing this be so critical right now in this stage of AI. But AI is written to converse with humans. That's what's happening. We're not searching for information anymore. We're interacting and conversing with our AI agents, like just like what we are with Arthur. We're conversing with him. We're having natural language conversations. So this is also pretty interesting as well. So, well, there you have it. Arthur is phenomenal. You can see that it's not just we're not just pressing the play and getting something really basic from Arthur. Arthur, we can actually interact with him. And so if you're doing an audit either for your own brand, for your sales pages, you can get really granular and you can ask for some advice and he's going to help you tear it apart. Now he's going to be honest. He's going to tell you what's bad and you can question him and challenge him back, but he's also going to tell you what's good and he's going to tell you what to focus on. And so if you are already in a mind of thinking maybe we should do this, come to Arthur, put in your URL, get some advice at least to start with and start to ask some questions. He's going to open up a lot of thought. We've had pro level SEO veterans come and use Arthur and he will actually pull out things that they're not even thinking about or talking about. Really, really great advice. So thank you for watching. That is Arthur. We hope you enjoy working with him. I know we do. And we look forward to your feedback. Please let us know what your thoughts on using him are.